Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So we are here for the fourth installment of Talks with 1029. I am your host, DJ 1029. And today we have Alien Abstraction with us. So say hi to the folks in the internet land, Alien Abstraction.
What's up?
Hello.
Alrighty. So we've got, and I'm not sure if this will translate out on video or not, but to me, we've got on the left, we've got Jason, and on the right, we've got Skye. And I think it'll be pretty self-evident to figure out who is who. So getting going here, my first question to you guys is, when did you start making music?
Well, he's been doing it a lot longer than me. We didn't actually start Alien Abstraction until probably 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer.
First, we started working on music a long time ago for a lot of different projects. I started writing music probably in the 2010 to 2012 range when I was in school. But we both in school have been playing music forever.
Okay. When we
Gotcha.
met, we tried to start a metal band, and then that didn't work out. Eventually, we evolved into this. So.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So roughly around 14 years or so. Back in 2010 there. All righty. So in your own words, how would you guys describe what Alien Abstraction music is? Like, how would you describe what you guys play, like the band, the sound that you guys have for your feel?
It's definitely like a electronic synth pop kind of capturing like the old 80s retro kind of feel. That would be my best description of it.
It's pretty weird. We don't really hold on to any genre in particular. We both have roots in metal and heavier music, but we got really hooked on analog synth and older school stuff. And so our it's really weird. We have everything from trance to heavy industrial to just a little bit of everything.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. The synthwave phenomenon has kind of hit me out of left field. That's all the stuff I grew up with. Airwolf, Miami Vice, Knight Rider, all of the theme songs for those TV shows were all pretty much synthwave tracks. And all of a sudden, I'd say maybe about 10, 15 years ago, some of that stuff started to come out in mainstream. There's a group out of New Orleans called Destroyer, and they do a lot of synthwave type stuff, but it's all horror. So it has a horror feeling to it. So it's kind of neat.
Cool.
So synthwave is super popular, and I definitely have a place in my heart for it growing up with those 80s TV shows. So the next question that I have is, and I came to you guys through my friend Sean Cook from Clusters of Fornication. He sent me your way.
We loved his music when we saw him.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And you guys played together recently, is that correct?
Yes, we did. We played last weekend or the weekend before.
Yeah, it's our first time meeting him. He was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Sean has a really good ear to the ground for all the music that's going on in the state. He's an awesome resource. And I thank him for sending you guys my way because I had no idea. My question when he told me the name of the band was, okay, I'm a big Alien buff, and I grew up watching X-Files and all of the conspiracy theory stuff and all that stuff. Not the conspiracy crap that's going on now these days. The alien stuff. Where does the name Alien Abstraction come from? Is there a story there? What's the origin story on that?
Well, so a lot of the music, when we first started, we said, screw it, we're gonna fuck metal, we're not gonna play it, we're gonna play just whatever we want. And so it kind of started off with a modular set, working with modular synths, and they have modular is very experimental, weird, out there. It can sound super sci-fi, like 50s, 60s, 70s sci-fi feel. And
Abstract.
yeah, and so like the idea for the band name kind of came around through that, like abstract ideas, abstract sounds, textures, with a sound that's alien to you, while at the same time kind of playing with that. And like a lot of our songs have imagery of like what's out there, what, like, why are we here, what's just a lot of different abstract ideas, questions, stuff like that. And especially with some of the synths and instruments we use, it plays on that like sci-fi alien-y kind of feel.
Mhm.
Gotcha. All righty. Cool. Um, totally get the vibe that you're going with there. Um, so my next question is, and you kind of touched on that a little bit already. Um, what are your inspirations? Where does your music come from when you guys sit down and put together music? What are your inspirations that you guys draw from?
Definitely, mostly just the instruments and like the time era. Like we're huge like nerds, sci-fi nerds, so we
Yeah,
love that whole like era and just the instruments and everything that came from it.
yeah,
So
I that's pretty much it. Like so if we were gonna sit down and play music, and it wasn't like a rehearsal for our set, we would usually bust out like our Jupiter or Hydrosynth or the modular, something where you can just from scratch build a analog texture sound, or maybe hook it up to a sequencer and just playing around until you get like you'll find a sound that just like speaks to you, or if you really feel it. And then from there you just this
add to it.
yeah, the sound kind of will ask for its own parts. So we just build off of that, and then once you have the bass track down, um, we'll usually go to work, and I'll give the sound to Skye, and then she'll spend the day like working on lyrics for it or whatever.
Okay. Gotcha. So this is a very organic process. So you kind of you get a hearing of something that hey, that hook sounds really good. I like that, and then you just kind of build and layer upon that on top of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and once you work on it for a little while,
Mhm.
like the idea of like what the track would go well to, it I feel like it kind of naturally comes along with whatever you're working on. So that like if you went through the lyrics of all of our tracks and songs, they're like some are loosely related, some aren't.
It's like
But
very vague stories with no like I don't know how to explain
like yeah, that's like we did an album that had that kind of had like a concept to the storyline behind it, but most of it's just inspiration from the sounds and textures that we make itself.
Right on. Right on. So this next question that I've got for you guys, I kind of got an answer with looking at the background behind you guys. Do you guys have a home studio? And you've already talked to the second part of the question here a little bit. Um, what's your creation process like? So maybe focus a little bit more on the first part of the question. You guys have, I'm assuming that, this is your workspace, where you work out of. Can you speak a little bit to the space that you guys provide around yourselves to create music?
Yeah, well, we usually start like Jason said, just like with an instrument, a specific synth, and we'll just like make something from that, and just kind of mess around until we have something that we like, and then from there we'll move it over to Ableton, and build up from there. Maybe later on add whatever other instruments we want to, and then usually we'll work on lyrics last. Um, and that's pretty much like summarize how
And
we make songs.
for the space, so we usually move around a lot. So like last place we were at, the entire living room, there was no it was nothing but our like home studio space. And like right now, the room we're in is what we're packing everything into. So usually space will limit what we're gonna do in it. So like right now, like the two easily accessible keyboards I try to make sure are out are the Nord Lead and the Jupiter X. Both are really good for um, good bass lines to start on. They're easy to make sounds with. And so like we have little fold out tables. Next to me, I have our modular system that we have. And so like if we're gonna record or track on that, we'll hook it up, set up a table, and make a space dedicated to the easiest way we can run a modular rig for a couple hours and track it, and then tear down, put away. But we also have, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, behind Skye, it's actually our live rig. We record on it as well. We just stuck the PC inside of that and
made it transportable.
Yeah. So
Right
we
on.
can, so we can roll it around or record. But usually we just try to track everything in here in the room.
Cool. Alrighty. So having started roughly around 2010, this is a question that I've been asking folks. How have you guys seen the quote unquote business change over the last 10, 15 years? Since we've got Spotify, Bandcamp, all of these digital outlets to get music now, has that impacted how you guys put music together, put it out there? Your merch sales, how people buy your music. What impact has that made for you guys?
So uh, that's a pretty weird one for us because so after high school, we spent the time working like
Making music.
yeah, just making music like just for ourselves as a hobby. So like I have hard drives just with loads and loads of varying quality of music material. And so we spent a lot of time just playing in jam bands, writing for stuff, cycling through who we're playing with. And it wasn't until about 2022 when we decided we were gonna say screw finding people, we're just gonna play us. And so we haven't been seriously putting out music for release until about 2 to 3 years ago.
Okay.
And so that when we started getting into the industry, uh, it was apparent to us that if we didn't go hard on like social medias or Bandcamp releases, making sure it's on every streaming platform because everybody uses something else.
Yep.
Instagram.
Yeah. Without a presence on Instagram, we wouldn't have booked most of the events that we have.
It's been very
Gotcha.
slow. It's like
Yeah, a lot of like money wise, everything comes from shows and merch sales, like
Right.
almost entirely. I got our distro kid like 3 month mark from January to April or March, sorry, January to March, and I think streaming was like $40. So that's for us. We sell 4 cassettes, and that's the same amount of money.
Right. Gotcha. So physical merch is still a very integral part of some of the revenue stream to pay you back for your art. Gotcha.
Yeah, and we honestly, money wise, the only thing we care about is breaking even on going to places.
paying for our
Right.
gas.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that going traveling to shows and stuff isn't going to impact like our regular bills and stuff.
Right.
Other than that, we have no.
We're not doing it to make
Yeah,
money.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right. And everybody has differing, goals and motivations behind creating art. And, most folks that I've talked to, it's because it's something they love to do. And that's where you
Yep.
guys are coming from. It's something that you guys love doing, and you've been doing it for quite a while. So it's good to hear that. So from what I understand, from what you said, you guys didn't start putting music out until, the digital age had really already kicked off and started running and everything else.
Yeah.
So I get you there. So having said that, I saw that you have quite a few releases on Bandcamp.
Yeah, we do. Then the
and
Bandcamp's actually missing one as well.
oh, okay.
Yeah, our most recent one.
So that leads me into this next question. What are your future plans for Alien Abstraction, like more releases and things like that? Do you guys plan on doing, you guys mentioned cassettes. Have you talked about vinyl or CDs or any of that other kinds of physical merch? Or
So we're starting with the sketching of a new album right now. We released our last album, The Ride, around the start of this year, so a couple months ago. And for the most part, our time has been dedicated to shows and rehearsing the set. So since since last June, we've been trying to play like 2 to 3 shows a month, and so we have from there until now we've been kind of running. So we're trying to scale back on shows for now and spend at least a couple months banging out a new album. Like
Yeah, working on writing. We'll focus more on that.
Yep.
right on. So there is future plans for another release coming out. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Very, very active. Good to hear. So my next question is going to be, and we kind of alluded to this a little bit, where is the best place to find out about Alien Abstraction, to hear the music, figure out where you guys are going to be playing next, stuff like that?
I would definitely say Instagram. That's honestly really our only social media that we use. Bandcamp is probably the best place to find all of the music that we have, but any updates for shows, pretty much always post that on Instagram.
Same for Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music.
Mhm.
So all our stuff will be updated there. Whenever we release, we make sure it hits streaming first. So if there's anything out, you'll for sure catch it on anything streaming.
Right. And what's your Instagram?
Alien Abstraction.
Yep.
So Instagram.com, Alien Abstraction. Gotcha. All righty.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about how long you guys have been doing music, some of the roots, the processes behind putting the music together, how you guys have been navigating this new digital world. And I've been asking all of the questions here today. Do you guys have anything that you would like to speak to let folks know more about you guys? What to expect at a show, anything else you want to talk about?
Well,
I would just tell people that like we're different. We're not like your generic band. We're definitely unique. Some people don't really get it, I guess. But it's either like people don't get it or they are super into it. But just expect something a little different, really.
and neither of us are front stage people. I wouldn't say it kind of is weird to say with music, but neither of us are like to be in the spotlight. And so like playing live has been
It's been a learning
process. Like trying to be entertaining and such.
Mhm.
So we're still getting that part down when it comes to like our live show experience.
Right.
But
We're in very good company. I know for a fact Jim Morrison for a long time, he couldn't face the stage from the doors. He'd get up there and, he had a hard time looking at the audience when he would sing. And alcohol helped him with that, a few other things, but, yeah, I totally get it. I am a shy person as well. And, what brought me out of my shell was working retail when I was younger, and you were forced to go talk to customers when they came into the store and things like that. So I totally get it. Alrighty, so we covered some ground here, and you guys are playing the Club Nevermore 5th anniversary live show at Vino's tomorrow, actually, 4/26, and you're going to be playing with some more Vampire Police and Clusters of Fornication. Is there another date to look forward to after tomorrow's date that you guys have got booked, or you guys taking time off?
Right now, yeah, we don't have anything crazy booked. So we might add something here or there. So like when Clusters had told us about the Vino show, we jumped on it because we played with him and loved it, because we always end up playing with indie or metal.
We're not fans,
Or-
fans.
Yeah, we've never got to play within our own genre. And I mean, he was a super cool guy. The Razor Wire Halo, we played with them. It was just really cool playing a show for once with our same genre. So
Right.
we were like, screw the break, we will play the show no matter what.
Yeah.
I
Actively
appreciate that.
But yeah.
I'm sorry. Say again.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say we haven't really been like actively seeking out shows, but whenever they pop up, we're like, okay, yeah. Especially like this one, we can pass it up.
Alrighty. Well, I greatly appreciate you guys coming to play for the show that we got put together tomorrow, and it should be a fun show. I forgot to mention it's going to be at Vino's here in Little Rock, and it was great to meet you guys, and I look forward to meeting you guys in person tomorrow. Thank you for sitting down with me here today for another episode of Talks with 1029, and come see them tomorrow night, Vino's Brew Pub here in Little Rock, and check them out on Instagram, Alien Abstraction, and you can also find them on Bandcamp. So thank you again, guys, and
Thank you.
Thanks for
we'll see
having
you
us.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have a good one.